If you are a woman over 40 and your body no longer responds to how you've been eating, this video is for you. I'm going to share with you what to prioritize and what to eat daily so that you can get the weight off. At this age, this big age, what we have to do is very strategic in eating in a way that supports our hormones, our metabolism, and our energy. We haven't met. I am Robin, nutritionist and behavioral wellness expert, founder of Necessary Nutrition. For the past 18 years, I have been helping women nourish their bodies and their minds using food and nutrition and lifestyle practices so that we all walk in this life in peace, feeling confident and more than well. All right, let's talk about what to prioritize. Number one, we must prioritize our protein. Protein has to be the anchor of our meals because as we age, our muscle mass is on the decline. Protein helps to support that. Our blood sugar is trying to creep up. Protein helps to keep that in check. And then our weight is trying to creep up. The protein helps to support our metabolism, our muscle mass, our weight. So here's the deal. We need more protein, not less. And most of us are not eating enough and or the right kind. So protein has to be the anchor of your meal. And this is how much you want to consume a gram of protein per every pound of your ideal body weight. Okay, what does that mean? So if your ideal body weight is 145, maybe you're 200 pounds, but your ideal weight is 145. That's how much protein you want to consume, 145 grams a day, which sounds like a lot. But I'm going to let you know that it's not as much as you might think for every pound of your ideal body weight every day. Now, if you're just getting started, I want you to at least hit 100 grams of protein a day, every day. And what that looks like, because that sounds like a lot. If you have, for example, a protein smoothie and you have a scoop of protein and it has 21 grams of protein in it, and then you add some collagen to it, which is about 10 grams depending, and then you put a little bit of nut butter, you're hitting 30, 35 grams of protein right then and there. If you're eating a cup of tofu or two, you can get to 30, 40 grams of protein in that meal. So if every single time you're eating, if you're eating 3 meals a day and you're hitting 40 grams, 40 times 3 is 120, then you're over 100 grams. You can do it. The animal protein is very rich in protein. So you can do it. That's number one, is prioritizing your protein. Really helps as the protein helps to slow down what the carbohydrates do in the body. If you are more of you than you want to be, meaning that you have more pounds than you desire, I want you to pay attention to the amount of protein that you've been consuming. That's first. So prioritize your protein, let that be the anchor. And the second part, as far as what to eat daily, is eating your carbohydrates very mindfully. Carbohydrates could be your rice, your pastas, your breads, the stuff we like the most. Hear me when I tell you. And if you do this, you can see some progress. So when you're eating your carbohydrate, you want to keep that to no more than a cup or a piece. So if you're eating a sandwich, that's 2 servings of carbohydrate. So you either want to have an open-faced sandwich or half of a sandwich. So that 1 piece of bread is 1 serving. Or if you're having rice, you want no more than a cup. I want you to be very, very mindful of the amount of carbohydrates that you are consuming. Here's my recommendation for your weight. Let's say, for example, your meal one, if it's breakfast, however, different people are doing different things with fasting and so forth. But your first meal of the day that you break your fast, I typically have a smoothie. A lot of times we're over fruiting the smoothie. We're putting so many different, say you're using a banana. I want you to cut that banana in half and only have half of a banana. In that smoothie, you're having no more than a half of a cup or half of a piece of fruit in your smoothie. That's the first thing. Or if you're not having a smoothie and you're having eggs and turkey with your meal one, but you feel like you wanted half of an orange, okay, or half of a banana or a half a cup of berries, whatever the case may be, I want you to have only half of a serving of fruit or a carbohydrate. Half for meal one. Meal two, which is either your lunch, and meal three, your dinner. Either one of those, it's your lunch meal or your dinner, having either one, but not both, one serving of your carbohydrate. So if you're having with your lunch and you're having rice, you're just going to have a cup max. With your dinner meal, you're just having your protein and your vegetables. So your dinner, you may be having salmon and asparagus, no carbohydrates. All right. Unless you are weight training and doing a very strenuous exercise. And in that case, if you're doing a lot of exercise, you're burning, you're walking, you're getting in your steps, then you can have a carbohydrate. Because you might say, doggone it, when can I have a dessert? When can I have a little bit of a fun if I'm just managing these carbohydrates and all of that? So you want to do that strategically. I am all for some dessert. I like to have a dessert day where I plan for it and I know that I'm doing that. If I'm going to have, let's say, banana pudding, which I did, then I didn't have the rice or the bread or the pasta. That was my carbohydrates. Or if I said, today I want my rice and I'm going to have some banana pudding, then I don't have any expectation that week of releasing pounds. I might put on a pound. But my point is that nobody wants to live this life without having some fun food. And I don't recommend that you even try that. But just to be strategic in planning it and go for it, enjoy it, and then get right back on. Within my community, every month we do what's called our 10-day reset. It's inevitable that sometime during the month we get off kilter. And in that 10-day reset, we bring it back in because for 10 days, we're eating super, super clean. So whatever we did that we shouldn't have, we use that 10-day reset to pull it back together. But I'm always going to tell you, even when you're having your fun food, you want to still be mindful of the amount of protein that you are consuming. The more exercise you're doing, the more that you're moving around these carbohydrates in your body and using them for energy, the more sedentary you are, then the less carbohydrates you would want to eat. We want to move our bodies. The days that you're exercising, if that's 2 or 3 days a week, then maybe you can have a full cup of fruit in your smoothie. If you desire more personalized support, the Necessary Nutrition community is a whole bunch of us over there, and our team is connecting with our members, helping them through this. I want to share with you a resource. I've created some prompts that you can put into ChatGPT to help you with this. I'll put them in the description. Grab those prompts, put them into the ChatGPT, and it'll help you determine what your meals look like with 30, 40 grams of protein per meal. That is a resource that I believe will be useful. Grab that. Our protein, very important for the weight, and then the management of our carbohydrates. I'm not going to talk too much about vegetables and fat at this moment because the two foundational things our weight is concerned is managing that protein and those carbohydrates. And then the third part of this, our nutrients and what to consume every day, is we want to consume our foundational supplements, our vitamin D3 with K2, our magnesium, and our omegas. Those three are foundational for us at this age. They help our hormones to work optimally so that our body is able to process the things, the foods that we need. Number one, the protein. Number two, your carbohydrate. And then three, those foundational supplements, your D3, K2, magnesium, glycinate or citrate, and omegas. That's where I would leave you at this time. If you do those things, you can see a shift in your weight. And I encourage you to do those things and let me know how that works for you. And I want to encourage you to grab my exclusive ChatGPT prompts that I developed to help support you in this journey. On this channel, we talk about obviously nutrition, supplements, and what I call life design. All of what I talk about here is to keep us healthy, happy, and at peace as women over 40. I put some details of what I mentioned down below in the description. And I am always grateful for those of you who subscribe and share this video. I think that is it for now. This is Robin from Necessary Nutrition. Eat well, think well, and be well until we meet again.